here it is, my video on the GPX-6000 by Minelab. When I heard this machine was coming out, I was super excited like everybody else. Couldn't wait to get my hands on it, take it out for a test drive, and I'll tell you what, this video is a full review. I'll unbox it with you. We'll go through all the features, how to set it up, how to run it, and we'll even take it out in the field. And at the very end, I'll give you my final impressions on it. And I'll tell you that if you'll stick it out and watch this whole video, it is a little lengthy, but if you watch the whole video, by the end, you'll know everything that you need to know about this machine, especially if you're thinking about buying one. If you want to skip to a certain part, just look down below and you'll see my timestamp so you can go to any part that you want to watch. And here we go.
This segment is brought to you today by Placerville Hardware, the first hardware store west of the Mississippi. Located in beautiful and historic downtown Placerville, they feature a full selection of detectors, digging tools, and mining equipment.
So here's the front of the box. Take a look on here. Find all gold, easy expert, lighter swing. And let's take a look at the back. And here's the back of the box. You can show the different icons there. Down here it says that it's lightweight and compact, 2.1 kilograms or 4.6 pounds, only 67 centimeters or 26.5 inches when collapsed. And it talks about all the other stuff here like GeoSense, we'll talk more about that. Find all gold, easy expert, lighter swing, longer detecting, built to last, choice of coils, loud and clear audio. We'll talk about all that. And the bottom of the box shows the two different coils in here, the battery, charging system, battery charging cable, headphones, and then information about Minelab over here. And here's a picture of the side, and I know you're all wanting to know. Made in Malaysia, designed by Minelab out of Australia, assembled from Minelab out of Australia, under contract but made in Malaysia. And here's all that information. 10 years ago, we had a whole bunch of counterfeit stuff coming in that was Minelab, mostly GPX-5000s that were counterfeit. So you could see Minelab's security seal on here and signifies that it's actually the correct product, authentic product. And we'll cut that seal in just a second. All right, here we go. I have a couple birds to contend with here today. It's a super hot 100+ degree day out here in the summer. And the birds are all talking to each other, so bear with me on that. We're gonna go ahead and cut this seal here. And open this thing up. All right, there we go. Okay, so a couple coils right on top and some kind of a instructions and safety. It's just a little safety pamphlet. Not much for instructions, more safety than anything. And we have the 11-inch mono coil here with a hardware included inside here. Got a Velcro strap on the cord, the cable. Look at that new plug on that. I've never seen that plug before, but that's the plug that it comes with. It's lightweight, which I like already for something that is in this application where you're going to be swinging it a lot. And you know, when you see big coils like this, a 14-inch coil like this scares you for the weight, but it's nice and light though. It feels like it's made good, but it's nice and light. So hardware included again, 14-inch double D coil, Velcro strap, same connector. Skid plates included on both of those. And let's see here, let's go to this box. This box is the charger wall unit. And how nice, it has all four of the connectors in there for Australia, Europe, China, and US or European. Nice. Yeah, let's see here. We got this guy. What is this? The battery. That's the battery. Wow, so the battery's got a rubber case on it, a hard rubber, nice rubber protective covering on the back. Really nice. And hey, it's lightweight too. You get 8 hours off of this. So for you to buy an extra one of these and just put it in your pocket or your backpack is nothing to carry. It's nice and light. And it's a lithium ion battery. So I like the fact that it's small and very tough feeling. You know, it's got that nice protective rubber coating on it there. Let's see here. So we got the U-Flex arm cuff. This is one of Minelab's special designs that they do with that nice rubberized, and it's got the little fastener here that's their fastener that I really like a lot. Comes with the Velcro already on it. Nice. And so we got the headphone cable here. Headphone cable, that's wireless headphones. I assume this is the headphones. Wireless headphones, but you can see where it connects to the machine. You have a screw-in collar now. Regular stereo 3.5 millimeter connector here. But once you plug it in, you could screw it in and it locks. That way you're not going to pull that out. And by the way, this side locks as well. So if you're running a cable headphone, you have it locked at the headphone itself. You push this side in and you turn it, it locks it. And it's locked here, so it's locked, and you're going to be okay because it's got that nice coil to it. So very high quality feeling coil there. I'm sorry, cable. This is a USB to a micro USB connector, and that's for charging. And this is a battery, 12-volt battery. You can put it on your car and charge the machine in the field. And let's see here. Headphones. Headphones are wireless headphones, but you can run them wired. So, wow, look at this. Metal. This is all metal here. The whole piece is metal all the way across. So, like that. The earmuffs are super smooth and just like that leather type that you get on the really high-end headphones. There's a single cable going down on each side. This is all leather feeling up here and padded. The headphones feel awesome. And they seem like they're built to last and definitely made for quality and comfort. So here's where the wire would plug in if you wanted to run them wired. And there's a power, an up and a down. So there's 3 buttons there. The charger port for the little cable here that we had to charge the headphones with the USB. And we'll come back to that later. And the machine itself is here. Pull the machine out, and there's a tag right here. Let's take this off and take a look at that. So GPX-6000, I'm assuming this is like a quick start. Yep, quick start guide. It's got several pages in here. It's a high card stock, like baseball cards almost, material. Feels like it's waterproof. It's got all kinds of information in here. Battery charging, assembly. I mean, everything you kind of need to get going quick just in that one little document there. No owner's manual yet that I've seen. We'll look in the bottom and see. We can do that real quick. Nope. No owner's manual. You can download that, I assume. The machine itself is super lightweight. First impressions, built like a Ferrari. I mean, just incredible looking. This carbon fiber and the finish on this and the design is just super nice. And here's where the battery goes on the bottom down here. The control head is pretty small. I mean, it's only half the size of my Minelab CTX-3030, which would be out here like this. It's nice and small and compact, a little tiny screen here. There is 5 buttons on the front that you can feel with your thumb. You can feel them. They stick up a little bit. They're clicky. They click when you push them. And there's buttons on the side here and here and here that correspond to these other icons like Bluetooth, backlight, volume up and down. And then there's a button here on the front for ground balance. And we'll talk about all that stuff later. Okay, so we have the necessary components here to put it together and take it out and try it in the field. So I'm just going to run the 14-inch double D coil today. I'll be going head to head with the Minelab GPX-6000 in some of the testing, so I want to be fair. I don't want to have a 14-inch coil out there where I can compete with the other machine with the same size coil. So first thing I'm going to do is put the arm cuff on. You can see it has a slant here and it's flat on the back towards the back. And we're going to lift this little rubber piece up here in the center and slide this on and get it kind of where you want it for your arm, which for me is going to be right there where it's at right now. And then literally just push this down and it's locked. That's it. Done. You just push that little thing back down and it locks it right in place. If it won't push down, slide it a little forward or a little back and then it will. It'll lock right down. Okay, so that's on. Let's go ahead and extend the shafts just a little bit. I don't need to go full length here. I'm just putting the coil on. So unscrew this. If you can see that or not. Take that out. Put these little rubber grommets in here. You can see they only go in one way. You got to turn them until they fall in. There we go. And as always, you want your logo out front. That's kind of a Minelab thing. And this comes in from the side where there's no threads. There's threads on the other side over here. We'll tighten that. You don't need to tighten this very tight. Just finger tight is all you need on that. Just be very careful with these and try not to over tighten them. It's just totally unnecessary, and it's something that can go wrong if you snap that off and you gotta trip back to the car, or maybe a trip back to the house before you can detect again, unless you have a spare one with you and you can get the other broken piece out. So anyway, I'm going to twist this around here a couple times. I'm thinking that's probably enough. Let's go ahead and take this out to the red line. First red line right here, and tighten it down. Take this out to the red line. Right there. Tighten it down. We can go one more wrap here. And underneath the back of this part here is where this connects. You're gonna have to turn it until it locks, until it goes in. There's a little detent in there. And then once it locks in, you could tighten your collar nut. The collar nut on this one is made of aluminum, so it's a nice metal collar nut. It's easy to turn and easy to grip with your fingers and super strong because it's metal. And like I said, this is a really nice design. I mean, one of the things they say on the box is this machine is built to last. I can't argue with that at all. I mean, this thing is built to last. You can feel the quality in it. So there it is, fully extended and connected now. Let's go ahead and put the battery on real quick. You turn it upside down for a second. And the battery, like I said, it has that nice rubberized texture to protect it on the bottom. And we just slide that in and it snaps in. Battery's on. And while we're here, let's go ahead and hook up the headphones. Headphones are right here on the back. You lift that up and push this 3.5 millimeter jack in there. Tighten the collar nut. And that's on. And then for the connection on this end, there's only one hole on one earpiece. You see these two little wings on here. Push it in so that the wings allow it to go in, and then just twist it, quarter turn, and it's locked. And there you have it. While you're at it, take this little piece here, and we've talked about this before in many videos. Ideally, when you're out swinging a metal detector, you don't want this coil, this wire down here to move very much where it can be heard by the coil, because there's metal in this wire. So what you can do is take this, and you see there's a little hole right here. If you take this piece out, there's a little hole right there. So put this around your cable and run this tab through that hole and pull it tight. And what you're doing is you're cinching it around the cable where it's going to live now for the rest of its life. It's going to stay right there. So when you put it on, all you have to do is pull this tight around the shaft here, and now the cable is secured, and you could turn it to where it's ideal for you. And it's not too bad if it moves around up here too much, but you don't want it moving down here. So there it is, ready to go. Okay, doing a factory preset, it's just like most other machines from Minelab. We'll go ahead and shut the machine off. And when we turn it on, we're just going to hold in the power button. Keep it held. Until you see that FP down there. The FP indicates that it's been completely factory reset. Okay, so adjusting the volume is super easy. This volume adjustment goes for no headphones or headphones, and that could be wired or wireless. The volume that we're going to adjust on the side right here affects all three ways to listen to the machine. So you have a little rubber button here and a rubber button here. This is volume down. It's all the way down right now. And as you go up, watch the indicator up here. And that's full volume. And we'll bring it back down. And that's it. Okay, so for sensitivity, you have the down and up buttons here for sensitivity. It's all the way down right now, and this big wheel right here indicates how much sensitivity you have right now. And it says that there's 10 steps, but I find there to be 11. Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 10 and 11. The reason I stopped in between or paused between 9 and 10 is right here you can hear the threshold still on. And when you go up one more, the threshold goes away because that's putting it in automatic mode. And in automatic mode, automatic sensitivity automatically shuts the threshold off, and we'll show you how to turn it back on if you want to. But then there's auto +1, which is still automatic for the sensitivity. The machine's going to determine as deep as it can go and run just a little bit hotter at +1. Just regular automatic would be a good, stable, automatic setting for the machine to determine by the ground conditions what the best sensitivity to run is. And then we would just go backwards to turn it down, and it just doesn't go past this point. That's as low as it goes. Okay, to shut the threshold off so that you don't hear the threshold when you're in manual mode, just hold this button right here, the difficult ground and normal ground button. Hold it in for a little bit. And you can toggle the threshold on and off with that button right there. Let's do it again. Turn it back on. And if we go up to auto sensitivity, and it automatically shuts the threshold off. Watch what happens when we hold this in. So now it turns it on. So you can actually reverse the defaults if you wanted to by holding in this button down here. And for the ground type, you can see right here in the center, you have the straight lines, and this button down here toggles between the two different ground types of stable and difficult. That's difficult ground. So simply just toggle on and off with this switch down here. Okay, so to adjust the backlight, there's 4 settings on the backlight. You have off, which is, here's the indicator right here, and you can see the indicator lights up. It's on full right now, half, low, and off. So full, half, low, and off. Okay, on the ML100 headphones, there are 3 buttons. The center one is the multifunction button, and then you see there's a plus sign and a negative sign here for up and down on volume. But if you hold in the power button or the multifunction button, you'll see that they'll power on. And when they're blue, they're telling you they're powered on. And you can hear the machines sounding off right now. I'm going to shut them back off for a second. Show you how to put them into pairing mode. Hold the multifunction button in until you see the red and blue blinking lights. Right there. Now you can see the alternating red and blue. It quickly paired when I put it into that mode because the machine is still on. And then one last thing I wanted to tell you about, shut them off again. If you wanted to do a factory reset on the headphones and forget all the previous pairings, you would hold this in for 10 seconds at least. And watch the blue and red toggle back and forth, and then it makes that little sound there, that last little sound, telling you it just completely forgot everything that it knew. And now you can hear that they are not paired. But if I leave them here for a couple seconds, they'll repair with the machine. But those are the 3 different things you can do with the multifunction button on the ML100 headphones. So in order to replicate you opening up this box brand new and these headphones having never been paired to this machine, what I had to do was a factory reset on the machine and a factory reset on the headphones. So I'm going to turn these on like it's the first time I've ever been on. I'm going to start by holding the multifunction button here until it blinks blue and red. And you can see it blinking blue and red now. And it made 2 little low tones telling me that I factory reset these. That's the pairing mode it's in right now, a factory reset pairing mode. And then on the machine, I'm just going to tap this once because normally you would hold that in for 2 seconds to get it into the fast blinking mode like that. But if it's never been paired to headphones and it's brand new in the box, all you have to do is just turn it on once and it'll go into pairing mode. And this can take several seconds. We'll sit here and wait and see how long it takes, but they are trying to talk to each other right now. Once it does make the connection, you'll never have to do this again because it'll remember that it had linked before, and it automatically just connect itself every time you turn them on. And you can hear now I got the audible, and you can hear the sound coming through, and you now see a plus sign up here. And would that take about 25 seconds or so? But anyway, they're paired now. And just to show you what I'm talking about, I could unpair them, shut the machine off, shut the headphones off, and we're getting ready to go detecting, right? So first thing we do is we turn the machine on because we're going to head out and find some gold. And the machine is on now. And you can see there's no headphones connected. So we'll turn the headphones on so that the blue light comes on. All you need is the steady blue light. And once they're on, tap this once. And it automatically makes a very quick connection. You can see the plus sign there indicating they're connected. They're successfully paired, and you can hear them now. So that's it, very simple. Big old piece of lead. Wow, sounded amazing. Another big target right here. Somewhere right here, I guess. Put some of this back. Now you find that the gold sometimes is more shallow in sites where you have a lot of squirrels, moles, and voles, gophers, and even owls who burrow underground here, but they're always constantly turning the dirt over tens of thousands of years. They're tunneling and popping all the nuggets out right up on top. So just the actions of these mammals sometimes can get the gold right up on top. I've even found them in their little debris piles. Back here in this area. Oh, what? Are you kidding me? Oh my God. Look at this. Holy crap. Jeez. Look at this. Wow, a nice specimen. All kinds of quartz on it. Gold all around it. Holy crap. That is unfreaking believable. Look at this. God, that's like a quarter, more than a quarter ounce. Almost a half ounce of gold, I bet in that. Unbelievable. Beautiful. Okay, so my final thoughts on this machine. When it was announced as the GPX-6000, everybody knew there was a GPX-5000 that was the predecessor of this machine. But they also knew that there was the GPZ-7000 that just came out a few years ago. So they're wondering, why did we go back to a 6000 and why are we using GPX? They really like the GPZ. So we were all kind of confused, but we were also anticipating that it might be something right in the middle, and it is. It's right in between, better than 5000, but not quite 7000. 7000 is still the elite flagship machine that Minelab sells. It's going to find the deeper stuff that this one cannot hear, and that's just a fact. But I will say that this machine will beat the 5000 hands down, and it's not as hard to use as a 7000 either. So right, just having said that alone, there's already a market for this machine. You get something better than the 5000, and you don't get quite the 7000, but I'll tell you what, if you've never swung a 7000 around very much, you don't know what I'm talking about. But if you just spend 5 minutes on it trying to work that machine, where you have all that weight out there and you have the other device that you use to help swing it, that is a long, hard day trying to run a 7000. I mean, it is physically very tough. And then you're going to hear some deep gold and you're going to work your butt off trying to dig that deep gold, and you get down in some hard pack stuff or down in some, caliche or something, and you get a nugget down at 2 feet, good luck, because you just wipe the whole hour out right there just trying to recover that. So that's the 7000. That's a certain type of miner over there, somebody who can physically handle the best machine that Minelab sells, that can dig the deep stuff and has the energy to do that and the physical ability to do that. This is better than a 5000, but not quite a 7000, but it's super easy to run, super easy to swing. It's going to last a long time. The technology as far as the build quality and the ergonomics of it and the interface is fabulous. It's way leaps above the 5000, and it's right there with the 7000. But I do think that there is a market for this machine. It's right between. It's for the person who wants the best that they can buy that is easy enough to use for somebody who can't physically handle running a 7000. And it's going to find more gold than the 5000, but it's not going to hear the super deep stuff that the 7000. I've said that like 3 different ways. So that's what I'm trying to say. And I do think that there is a market for this. You turn this thing on, you spend a couple minutes with it, getting it set up. It's going to active track. It's going to keep sense in the ground. It's going to do all the work for you. you run into some EMI, some difficult ground. We told you how to overcome those situations quickly, and you're spending more time swinging than you are trying to fiddle with it. Now, anybody who's ever used a GPX-5000 knows that there's way more settings. It's very fussy. Airplanes fly over, you hear them. There's crosstalk problems. Your cell phone getting text messages, it'll send your 5000 crazy. There's all kinds of stuff that happens with that. You don't have to overcome a lot of those issues with this. It has a lot of those features built in where it's able to overcome the ground and the EMI quickly. So there is a huge market for this machine right in between, and it's priced right between as well. So if this is what you're trying to get, this is your machine. And I'll highly recommend the build quality, the company. I'll stand behind this company, and the ergonomics, ease of use, and the powerfulness of it. Hey, I also wanted to ask you if you wouldn't mind subscribing to my channel. You could do that by hitting the little subscribe button down below, and right next to that there's a bell. You click on the bell, you'll be notified every time I make a new video. You know, I didn't compare this machine head-to-head with the 7000, and I didn't compare it head-to-head with the 5000. It's its own video about this machine, and if you want to know more about other machines, definitely subscribe, because I talk about a lot of other machines and do a lot of reviews. And that way you'll be able to hit, all the different videos about all the different machines before you go and buy one maybe. And that could save you a lot of time and trouble. So also, take a second to leave me a comment down below. Maybe just say something that you thought about the video, or ask me a question. If you look down below, you'll see that every single comment down there, I answer them all in person. And I'm happy to talk to you guys. And if it's a detailed question or you don't want to make it public, also down in the description of this video is my email address. Send me an email, ask me a question. I'm out in the field all the time, and I'm happy to meet up with you guys if that's something you want to do sometime. I'm in the Northern California Gold Country area. I speak at shows and events all over the place. You'll probably see me someday at a show. Come up and say hi, and I'll talk to you then. Until then, please subscribe to my channel, and maybe we'll meet up someday in person. Take care. Hey, wait, hold the press. I've got some information I want to add here at the end that's super important. Even more important than everything I just told you. So earlier in the video, there's two things I want to tell you. One is earlier in the video, when I was talking about putting the machine together, I said I was going to bolt the 14-inch coil on because I wanted to do a fair comparison against the 7000 because it runs a 14-inch coil. And I shouldn't have said that. That was dumb. The reason that's dumb is because Minelab doesn't even recommend that you use the 14-inch coil if you're in good, stable ground. In fact, they tell you that it's not going to be as good as the 11-inch coil in stable ground. And it's something to do with the double D design, and it just doesn't have the depth and the ability that the 11-inch does, being a mono. So the 14-inch coil is only included with the machine for trouble ground, where you have high EMI or super hot soil, where you have like that orange dirt or a lot of salt in the dirt, and you have difficult ground. So you don't want to run the 14-inch coil head-to-head with the 7000 because that's a mono versus a double D. Not a fair comparison. So the other important thing I wanted to tell you about was we've had a new revelation about the 6000. Since I made this video, I was just about ready to push the button to upload this to YouTube when I figured I'd better put this important information at the end here. It kind of changes everything I just said here. And what it is my buddy found the new 17-inch coil that Minelab makes, and you can see that coil right here. That 17-inch coil is made by Minelab. It's new. It's a little tough to find as of this video, which is October 2021. But he found one and had it shipped out. We bolted it up to the 6000 and took it out into the field and compared it head-to-head with the 7000. And to our complete astonishment, I mean, the machine, it was like a whole new machine with that coil on there. And he called me over on some targets, and we listened to him and we A-beat him. So the 6000 running at about half sensitivity with the 17-inch coil on it was hearing targets that sounded amazing, just nice and clear and deep, where we would call the 7000 over and compare it. And on the 7000, it didn't sound so good. In fact, on some of them, I don't even know if I would have stopped, to be honest with you. And that's just the truth. Very controversial for me to say this, that the 6000 outperformed the 7000, but with that coil, I'm telling you right now, it is an absolute game changer. The lightweight of the 6000 compared to that big old heavy 7000, and having that 17-inch coil on there from Minelab, the new one, was every bit of what the 7000 has been to us in the past. In fact, I'll tell you that my buddy who did who bought that coil, hasn't even taken his 7000 out since he got that coil on the 6000. So on several different trips now, he's left the 7000 at home. And another big reason for that, keep in mind, is, like I said, with the 7000, it's a two-handed operation. You're using both handles to move it, and you got to lay your pick down and go get it, and you're always trying to find your pick. With the 6000, you throw your pick over your shoulder, and it's nice and easy. It makes for just a way easier hunt, less fatigue, and super stable. And it just doesn't cry when the ground changes as much as the 7000 does. So get yourself a 17-inch coil from Minelab if you can. And if you're thinking about getting this machine, I'm telling you right now, highly recommend that you get the 17-inch coil, bolt it on, and never look back. And that's our revelation here to put right at the end of the video. I hope that that helps you out, and I hope it helps you make your decision about whether or not you want to get this or the 7000. Both of them are great machines, but 6000 can be just as good. So that's it. Take care. Bye. So Scott, you said you barely heard this on the 7000, right?
Yeah.
Barely.
Just barely a target.
So he's already kind of scraped, and he's able to get it to repeat a little bit now. We listened to it with the 6000. Hang on before you do that. Let's run the 6000 across it real quick. I'll have Scott run the 6000 across with a couple different settings and just make sure. But I was not able to hear it, so. And he could switch between modes and try. I just don't think it's going to hear it, but. Oh, it does hear it a little bit, huh?
I turned the sensitivity down so that the threshold is stable.
Yeah. And there is an inflection there, yeah.
It would have been original ground, it wouldn't have picked it up.
No.
1 inch down, picks it up.
How far did you bring the sensitivity down? Let me take a look.
More than halfway.
Oh, wow. Yeah, look at that. Okay.
So one thing you don't want is you don't want a jittery threshold because you can't tell targets.
Yeah.
Plus I put it in normal mode rather than difficult ground.
Okay. Bottom line is we probably wouldn't have heard it to begin with or found it with this machine, but it is hearing it an inch down now, so we'll go ahead and recover it and see what it is. Scott was just saying that with his 6000, he's found small pieces that the 7000 wouldn't hear, so there's definitely that advantage for the 6000 to be able to hear the small stuff the 7000 won't. All right, kind of exposed it here a little bit, and let's take a listen to it now. All right, here's a 7000.
I missed it too.
So you can see he exposed a little bit of it.
It's going to be gold.
Get down and scratch at it here real quick.
Already.
So that last piece we found was down in that kind of stuff right there. The bedrock, it was over here. And we had to get the pinpointer out to kind of get down in the rock and the cracks and pull it out. Right along the edge of a creek here.
down there.
Can you unplug your headphones?
Okay.
Can you unplug the headphones so we
Yeah.
can hear it? Sorry. Still there. Still there. Yep. Oh yeah. It's just like the last one,
Missed
way
it
down
too.
deep in the rocks.
Down there.
You can see he's down in that rock, that same kind of rock we got that last piece in. There's a clay layer down there, and
Nope.
still down there.
Missed it again.
See that different color now down there. That clay. We're getting close. If you guys saw my video on digging with picks, you'll remember I talked about wearing eye protection. This is exactly why. Can't tell you how many times I had a rock come up and hit me right in my glasses. That's exactly the kind of stuff we got that last nugget in right there. That red clay. Gotta be getting close now, huh? It's gonna be right in that. Yep. Probably here with the pinpointer now. Oh yeah. Let's get the pinpointer down there. All right. It's banging now. Still down there. It's just out of range from the pinpointer. Try one more time.
Not close enough
Oh,
yet, huh?
there it is.
Oh, there we go.
Go ahead and recover it. It's right there. Yep, you're right there. Nope.
Here, see if it's still in there. Did I kick it out?
No, I felt it here. It's over here.
Oh, it's over there.
Just off to the left a little bit. Tough digging in here.
Break it loose. That's the question. That's right. Got it.
I think you got it. Yep. Nope. Oh. Oh no, it's still there. Boy, it's down. Still down quite a ways. That's
Yeah, the
another
screwdriver
inch.
is my
Another
back.
inch down. Yep. Yeah, I might have to bust out the screwdriver. Still down there. Yeah.
You moved it?
Yeah, I think it might be out. It might be loose down there. If you can get, if you can, it's down in this right below here. Could be loose in there. Yep, could be in that. Still there. Gonna be a tough one. We're about the same depth, maybe a little deeper than the last one.
It's down there now.
Yep, still there. It's a little off to the left.
Sure?
Yeah.
You sure your pinpointer's working?
Yeah. Yeah, I think so.
Because it said it was over here.
I know. That's just because it was getting an angle off the side, I think. I don't know. Let's.
I think you're picking up hot ground or hot rocks. So let me try to pinpoint it to this.
Oh, here it is. It's up here. It might be right here. Look. That's why. It was hearing off the side up here. All right, yeah, check it again. So it's on that side wall.
It's over on this side.
We were getting
On
some.
the right side.
Let me check it one more time.
Says it's over here.
Okay. I'm still getting it right here.
Yeah.
So yeah. Huh. There we go. In your hand?
There it is. It?
Oh yeah. Nice. Look at that.
Penny waiter.
Oh yeah. Wow. So there's a again a 10, 11-inch target, a little bigger, not heard by the 6000, but 7000 picked it up. So interesting.
Yeah. Not heard by a lot of 7000s that have already come through here.
True. Yeah, Scott is very slow, methodical, and grids, and literally pushes his coil into the dirt. So he hears a lot of stuff that a lot of guys miss that are in more of a hurry maybe. You know, we were just talking, me and Scott here, and something he just said that you don't see very often is when you're detecting, you'll set your pick down, right? Your pick will stay on the ground. And what do you do that for?
So I can press the coil closer to the ground.
Yeah, because it's a two-handed.
I'm on the 7000 and I go slow and I push it down through the grass to get closer to the gold.
Right.
You know, even a quarter of an inch will make the difference between that nugget there, quarter inch higher, I wouldn't have heard it.
No, you're right, yeah. All right, so one pro tip I want to talk about, and maybe the most important one for performance, is you want to make sure that you don't have anything on you that's going to interfere with this machine. And I will tell you that I used to use the GPX-6000, the 4500, the 4800, and one thing that was really bad about those machines is every time an airplane would fly over, the machine would go off. Or if a bus was to drive by nearby and it would hear radio frequencies, it would go and go crazy on you. This machine has not done that. I've had airplanes fly right over, but it does get interference from this phone right here. If you're carrying your phone in your pocket, your back pocket, anywhere near this thing, it's going to hear it. It's putting off 5G, and it's a very sensitive machine, and it's going to be annoying. You may not hear it all the time, only maybe when it comes over here on your swing and it's near that side or this side. But in any case, having a phone on you that's turned on, or even just in the vicinity of it with all the metal in here, is probably a bad idea. And you know, what do? A lot of guys, I've heard guys even take their phone and put it in a little bag, in a padded bag, and tow it behind them. I mean, I don't know what to tell you as far as having the safety of your phone on you at all times. And it's the same thing with a gun too. If you have a gun holstered on you and you're out in the middle of nowhere and that big piece of iron is on you, you're going to hear it when you swing around the area of it. If it's on this side, you're going to hear it. If it's over here, it's going to go. So anyway, another thing, since you're swinging this, near your feet, if you have steel toes on, bad idea. In fact, a lot of the pros that are really into this went out and found themselves some boots with no metal eyelets on them, or just wear rubber boots, whatever they need to do to get no metal near that coil. That's how sensitive these machines are. So ideally, you don't want to have any metal, big metal on you like a gun or a phone. And when you're carrying your pick, you need to have a pick. When you're carrying your pick, get used to having it up over your shoulder like this. All the pros, you'll notice, have the pick head way back behind them like this, as far away as they can get it from the coil. And again, that's just so you don't have that interference. If you were carrying your pick like this, every time you come over here, mark my words, your machine's gonna bloom. And that's just something you might have missed over there. So keep your pick way up high like this, no guns and no phones. One thing I wanted to warn you about was never pick the machine up by the arm cuff. There are countless stories online about people who bought this machine and picked it up right here and lifted the machine up, and somehow this came off. There is a ratcheting system here to lock this in when you lift this up, and then you can slide it around, and when you lock it back down, it grabs the closest notched area that it can. But several people have reported this coming off. I haven't done it because I don't want to test that, but it is a well-known issue that these are popping off when you pick the machine up by the arm cuff, and then you're dropping, you know, your brand new GPX-6000 onto the ground, or worse, concrete or something. So just pick it up here, you know, like you normally would on the handle or at the shaft or something, but do not pick it up like from here like you would some of the other machines you have in the past. It could come off.